Hello, everybody. How are you? If you guys can hear me, give me a big old thumbs up. And let's get going. Everybody. You guys see that handsome guy up there? That's me. It's Joe. And today, you're here at Agent School, aka Prep Agent. But it's our new brand. We're coming from a different angle because our goal is to not just help you guys get past the exam, it's also to help you get your real estate career off the ground. Everybody got that? Who's with me? Who wants to get their real estate career off the ground? Not just sit here and pass the exam and say, now what? Okay? That's what we're here to do. Subscribe to this channel. We had to start a new channel because when we did things on the Prep Agent channel, it was getting confusing. So we started a separate channel that you guys are on now, okay, that is dedicated to helping brand new agents, specifically people who just passed their exam, get their business going. Sound good? All right, so we tried to make it a Prep Agent, but it just caused a lot of confusion. So we decided to go with two separate entities, okay? So if I don't say it enough, remember, subscribe to Agent School, which is where you guys are right now. Okay, let me do this here. Ooh. Okay, so you probably already subscribed. Okay, so we're going to do a lot of these webinars this coming year. Look for that. It's going to be often, and we're going to start getting different experts on different things from Instagram to Facebook groups to practicing real estate. We're basically going to have the webinar format that you're used to with Prep Agent. We're going to bring in a lot of different people. Obviously, this is fairly new, so bear with me, okay? All right, so Ida Torres says she lost. That's why we're here, Ida. This is exactly why we're doing this, because people like Ida says I passed my exam and now I am lost, okay? But we're going to have a lot more of these, and we're going to try and keep it basic so people just get off the ground. People tend to ask me, Joe, what is the most common question you get asked? That's the question I get the most often, and it is not about the real estate exam. The most common question I get asked is, how do people find you? All right, because yes, a lot of you guys, people recommend me. Real quick in the group, tell me, how did you find me? How did you know about Joe? How did you know about Prep Agent? How did you know anything about me? Everybody write down real quick how you found me. How did you find me? Okay, I want to see you guys comment in the chat. How did you find me? Kristen says social media, Google, word of mouth, YouTube, Facebook. This is serendipity. Okay, referral, Facebook. But you guys see a lot of it's social media. The majority of these comments are not because of word of mouth. A few people said through a friend and word of mouth, but most of you guys are writing YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, things of that nature. So what I want to do is let you in behind the curtain that Arthur and I have built to show you how we got so many people seeing us, yourself included, so that you could use those skills to build your real estate business. How does that sound? So we obviously built a pure online business in the real estate field, okay? And so we want to share those tips with you so you can use those skills to build your own real estate business in your local community. Sound good? So even if you guys were referred by a friend, that friend found us social media because I didn't first meet anybody in person. It's purely online. So we want to show you all that stuff, and that's what we're doing in this upcoming year. We decided to say, you know what? We got the people past the exam, but you know what? They need to do business, and they found us. We're good at social media. We're good at on marketing. How do we know? Because you're here. You wouldn't be here if we weren't. And so we're going to share that with you. Sound good? All right, so the topic today I want to talk about is commenting, okay? commenting on social media. So there's a whole bunch of topics that we can talk about. But today we're talking about commenting, as the title says. All right. So when I say commenting on social media, this came up because I spent a lot of times doing posts and forming groups and putting channels. But the most important thing is those comments right below the post, those comments right below the YouTube videos, those comments right in our Facebook groups. How many of you guys participate in our Facebook group? Anybody? There's a new prep agent, new agents Facebook group you guys should participate in. Okay. It's called New Agents Group. So you guys need to participate in that. When you comment, okay, you are building interaction. It's so easy to do to participate in the conversation, but it's so obvious. Why don't people do it? Why don't more people comment all the time? You get your name out there, you participate in the conversation, you're doing your thing, whether it's a Facebook group, YouTube videos, or Instagram. Let me start by showing you the easiest way to comment possible. All right, the easiest way to comment possible. Okay, La Marissa TV says, I don't have Instagram. Fine, let's talk about Instagram. La Marissa. Did I say her name right? Or I am Marissa. Okay, we're going to talk with Instagram. So when you guys have Instagram, what I need you guys to do, everybody write this down. Everybody write this down for me. Follow people who have the audience you desire. Okay, everybody write that down. This is a very important concept, and this is part of the basis to building your sphere of influence. Everybody write that down in the chat. Please write that down. I'll go into more what I mean by that. Follow people who have the audience you desire. Follow people who have the audience you desire. I cannot say that enough. You guys should write this on your computer. If you're going to be in social media, you need to do this. Notice, I did not say follow the people you want to be. I didn't want to say follow the people you want to learn from. I said follow the people who have the audience you desire. So let me clarify. You could follow people who are experts in social media marketing, right? Because you want to learn more. But you don't need to comment on their post, okay? You can follow one or two that I think are good, but you don't need to follow every single one. You follow a few that you think are good, you go from there, all right? You may want to follow some people in real estate, okay? Like somebody who's like has really good thoughts, really good information, but you live in Georgia and they live in Florida or they live in Washington. You may follow them because you want to learn something, but they don't have the audience you desire, like the social media person. Okay, everybody with me so far? Who has the audience you desire? So let's take your average residential real estate person. The person who has the audience that they desire would probably be a local politician, maybe a lawyer in the area, maybe the local coach, somebody who works in that community and speaks to your community. Everybody get it? Right? Got it. Somebody who's in your community who has a following of people in that community you want to market to. Everybody got it? So you may learn something from that real estate guru in Nebraska or that social media expert all the way in Spain or something like that, and you can follow them, but you don't need to follow a whole lot of them. The one you should be following is every single person who has influence in your community, which is the market you want to target. You need to follow. Everybody with me so far? Hopefully I've already, if you just stopped now in the webinar, hopefully you got a good tip. Did you already? Hopefully you did. Here's the reason why. Because they're going to post things and you comment on their post, and now you're involved in the conversation in their community. And if you make their post look even better, like you give an intelligent comment to their post, they will love you. So if they post something about, hey, the beaches are really nice on Sundays, and then you add to it, you know what? He's right. The beaches are nice on Sundays, and I recommend you bring a picnic. The sunset goes at 6 o'clock. It's amazing. If you enhance that post like I just did, you just help that person. You built a relationship. You added something to the community. People know more of who you are. Everybody got it? Right? I got it. So that's a great example. If somebody in your community says, you know what? We got a big football game on Monday. Big game. All right. And you write, it is a big game. I'm really here to support. You guys will be great. I love the pregame in the parking lot. All right. You're enhancing that post, and that person would appreciate it. Okay. I do a lot of business that comment on our post. Now, you may be saying, but Joe, that's so annoying. I can't sit here and write a post, a comment on every single person's post in the community. That could get annoying, right? So, if that's you, the Instagram stories. Who's familiar with Instagram stories? If you guys don't know, they are the little circles that come up in the top of your feed of people as they post stories, their little 24-hour videos, comments, quotes that people put. Are you guys familiar with Instagram stories? If you're not, Google it. You should look it up. You should definitely be familiar with it. Okay. When you have Instagram stories, a comment is as simple as this. It's as simple as pushing a button. So literally, as the stories come across your screen up top, you could sit there, smiley face, 100%, clap hands. What happens when you do that? Anybody know? Who knows what happens when you do that? When you, here, I'll write this down for you guys, push that button on the story, it goes to their inbox as a direct message. And guess what you just started? You just started a private conversation. And they know you're there, and chances are, if you said something nice, they'll say thank you, they'll say great, and you just started that conversation. Now, it may not work at once, but over time, you do that enough and you do it in a quality way, they will start to become familiar with you. And this is one more element of when they finally meet you in person, they feel like they know you. And this is a big point. Everybody ready for this big point? I'm going to take a step back here. All right, I'm going to take a step back. What is the point of social media as you as a real estate agent who does marketing? Okay, that's right, Brittany. It's an alert to the person. Here, you know what? I'm going to ask you a question. How many of you guys feel like you know me? Be honest. How many of you guys feel like you know me? Like if you saw me in Starbucks, your natural reaction would be like, hey, Joe, what's up? How's it going? How many of you guys feel like you know me? Edith feels like she knows me. Lupita says I'm her best friend. Awesome, Lupita. Right back at you. And that is the point of social media. Therein lies the main point of social media. To the point where if I met you in person, talking to you about buying a house or doing business would not be that much of a jump, would it? Right? Carlos says sort of, not quite. We'll get there, Carlos. Don't worry. But you guys get my point. If you execute social media correctly, okay, then without even meeting someone in person, you guys, we've never met in person, but if we saw each other at Starbucks and you were like, Joe, there's a real estate deal, I'm like, hey, let's talk about going in on it together. You would be open to that. I don't know if we would do it. You may learn something you don't like, but that door would be open. Am I correct or not? Tell me if I'm correct. If I'm not correct, tell me I'm not correct, but I think I am. I think that's the point, and that's what I want you guys to understand. So when you guys do your social media well in your community, when you see somebody at Starbucks or wherever you like to go, they feel like they know you already. There's a certain level of comfort. Social media is really bizarre in that sense. When you see somebody regularly post all the time and you're seeing those ridiculous things about what they ate, where they go on vacation, what their day-to-day in their business is like, which what you guys should be posting. After a while, even if you don't mean to, it kind of feels like you know them. You kind of have a deal. And what do you really know? What you really know about them, and this is a point, you know their highlights. Okay? Has everybody got that? You know their highlights. It feels like it, but really, you guys know my highlights. Does everybody get that? You know my highlights. What I mean by that, you don't know the trouble I have with my family. You don't know when I'm feeling down. You don't know when I've had a bad day. You don't know, if I've been dumped by love of my life or something happened like that. What you know is I know these concepts in real estate. I know how to define a freehold estate. You know that I know what I'm doing when it comes to YouTube. You know that kind of stuff, right? You know my highlights. You don't know my everydays. You know the best parts of me as it relates to the business with you. My purpose is to make you feel comfortable studying for the exam, so I push that. You guys will put highlights as it relates to doing real estate, right? You are going to push your highlights, which means when you learn what an acre is, you're going to do a video about saying it's 40,506 square feet so you look smart, right? When new listings come up, you're going to learn a fact. You're going to stick that camera in your face and you're going to recite that fact as if it's something you knew your whole life, even though we know you just learned in 10 minutes before. Right, guys? Okay. So when you push that story button, it goes to their inbox directly, and you just started a private conversation. And it was as simple as just pushing a little smiley face. Okay? All right. Good stuff. Facebook groups are amazing. I bet you some of you guys are here because of the Facebook group. All right? You found about Prep Agent through the Facebook group. That interaction is a community interaction. Eventually, you guys should start your own Facebook group if you can. It will do another webinar another time. But make sure on the Facebook groups, your comments are in line with the group creator's mission. Okay, when you do Facebook groups, make sure your comments are in line with the group creator's mission. This is true for Instagram as well. It just tends to be more of a problem with Facebook groups. For example, in our group, it drives us nuts when people start promoting other exam prep on our group. We understand there's a lot of exam prep out there and everybody's the right to choose what they want. But do you go into McDonald's and promote Burger King? It's a little annoying, okay? Our mission is to help people understand content groups and learn from each other, not to promote outside prep classes, right? Because then you get deleted and you make people super angry. So make sure you're in line with their mission. Our mission is to help people study for the exam. In our new agents group, it's to help them grow their business. If you comment in a way that's in line with the mission of the group creator, okay, then that group creator can pin you to the top of the group, compliment you, or even tag you, make you more notable in the group. All right, does everybody get that? So commenting on groups, very big deal. YouTube commenting, same deal. People make videos, and basically what's the gist that I'm getting, whether it's YouTube comments or Facebook comments, my main purpose here is what I said here. This point here that I made right here. Your comments are in line with the creator's mission. Everybody write that down. Your comments are in line with the creator's mission. You do not go into somebody's store and make a mess. All right? Think of it like that. When somebody takes the effort of putting together a video, when somebody puts the effort of creating a nice post on Instagram, when somebody makes the effort of putting together a Facebook group, you either make your own, or when you join them, you be respectful and you support their mission. If you don't like their mission, make your own group or join another one. But if you join theirs and you're supportive of theirs, there's a very good chance. You guys may be familiar with Stu. Stu does webinars with us and he's going to do some agent school. I met him because he was being supportive in my group. And because of his support and because he was in line with the mission, I hired him, I gave him a job. That's a great example of what I'm talking about. Stu was being supportive. He was helping people in our community, and I gave him a job because of it. We hired him, we brought him on, and I'm so thankful we did. And it all started because he was commenting in an intelligent way. He even wrote to me personally, he said, hey, if my comments are not in support of you, literally he wrote this, then, let me know. If my comments are not in line with what you're trying to do, if I'm out of line, just give me a heads up. And I said, you know what? I really appreciate that. Hey, what's your deal? What's your story? You working now? What's your day-to-day like? And I hired him. And you guys see him all the time. And that same exact thing could happen with your real estate career. Okay? All right. Has this been helpful so far? We just got started, but hopefully this has been helpful. What do you guys think? Been helpful? Then we're going to be doing so many of these on different things, from email marketing to blogging to doing deals to knowing stuff about foreclosures. We're going to be doing a lot of this stuff. So we're going to keep them coming. So let's flip the script now. Now you made your nice post. You created your group. You made your YouTube video. And now people comment on your stuff. Why is it so important to respond to those comments? This is something I've fallen short on. I'll admit it. I got to do a better job of, and I've had our staff help me with it. But in all fairness, our business has a lot more people commenting. So with a real estate, it should be a much smaller people you have to comment to. So you guys should be more on top of this. Okay. Here we go. Patricia says, how do you protect yourself from social media fear once the button is pushed? Privacy. We'll go over privacy. At the end of the day, you guys got to get out there. You can't be too scared to get out in the public. If you don't respond to people's comments, so now you flip the script. You made a nice post. It's really beautiful. It's intelligent. It just looks good. And somebody writes, that's amazing. Rebecca, such a good post. I love it. And you don't respond to that person. That is not a nice thing to do at a party. It's not a nice thing to do in a classroom. It's not a nice thing to do in social media. The rules of communication that apply in real life apply in social media as well. If somebody throws a compliment to you and you don't respond to them, it hurts. Okay, at minimum, you push the like button. So every day you go through. Here's some facts for you guys. Are you ready for some facts? Say, give me some facts, Joe. Give me some facts that you've learned since you've been doing this stuff. Everybody write that. Give me some facts. All right. Welcome to the modern era. And by the way, guys, these facts I got before the coronavirus stuff came. So all these facts I'm giving to you are going to be even stronger now. That's right, Patricia. Acknowledgement. 80% of customers see social media as a channel that has made companies more accountable. Companies, and I should change this to real estate agents. I was thinking real estate brokerages when I wrote that, but we're talking individuals here. Because it's true. If I write to you directly, right, you may see it, you may not. But if I publicly write something and you don't respond, oof, it looks bad. So people tend to go there, 80%. Almost half the responders said they use social media to complain. So you got to be on top of these comments. Social media is the second most preferred channel after an in-person interaction. So it has taken over calling on the phone. It has taken over emailing. Everybody got that? So nowadays, social media, this is why we're doing this webinar, that's the way people want to get to you, other than obviously in-person interaction. They want to comment on those posts, comment all there. It's no longer your email, and it certainly ain't the phone, and I know it's not door knocking. And obviously for millennials, social media is most important. And here's a big, beautiful picture saying that it is the most preferred communication for millennials, and millennials are just getting older and they ain't going away. How soon after you start your should you start your new Facebook page? Oh, Kara, you're breaking my heart. But I love that you asked that, Kara Garcia. Kara Garcia asked, how soon after you start should you start your new Facebook page? Everybody ready for my answer? Who's ready for my answer for Kara? Kara, you ready? You may not like my answer, though. So, Kara, I apologize in advance. Who's ready? Say, Kara, say, I'm ready for your answer, Joe. I can take it. I'm an adult. The moment you decided you wanted to get in real estate, you should have started your Facebook business page and your Instagram account and those other things. Long before you passed your exam, the moment you made your decision. Everybody says, but Joe, I didn't have my real estate license yet. When you go on vacation, you take pictures of buildings and you talk about those buildings, right, guys? You don't need a real estate license for that. You need your real estate license to sell real estate. You don't need a real estate license to talk about how beautiful the house is down the street, how beautiful the community is, how much you think it's a great place to live, all that kind of stuff. You don't need a real estate license for that. You don't need a real estate license to talk about a Facebook page that talks about that. So you don't need a real estate license to build a following around that subject. And you build that following around that subject, so when you do pass, boom, now you could say, hey, everybody who's been listening to me talk about real estate, I'm ready to sell real estate now. So the moment you decide that you want to get into real estate, you start building those accounts, you start building your following. That way, after you pass, okay, you have a built-in audience ready to sell to, as opposed to passing and realizing after 3 months after you pass, saying to yourself, I could have done all this stuff before I passed. None of what I'm doing is a licensed activity in the first month. Everybody got it? You guys really should take a second, if you haven't passed your exam already, really analyze what you will be doing after you pass that maybe could be done now. That's right, Ella. Open up a separate account. Please, people. Another webinar will talk about this. Do not use your personal accounts for business. Set up separate ones. Christina says, how can you stop negative social media comments? Is that possible? You could delete them, but the best thing you could do is you could respond to them. Here's the reality. I feel like I provide you guys a good service. I feel like I put my heart on the line here. I feel like Arthur and I and Stu and Cynthia and Adrian and Matthew, we really try and go and be beyond. And because I believe in what we do and I have faith that you guys are getting something out of it, I also believe that somebody posts a negative comment, you guys got my back. Not because we're best friends, but because I believe in what we do and I believe we're providing something to you, like this webinar tonight that's free. So somebody said, how do you deal with negative comments? Well, if you're doing a good job and you're being good to people and you're sincere about what you're putting forth, you'd be surprised how many of your following got your back. And that negative comment really quickly will get multiplied by 20 positive comments of people stepping up for you. If you are good to people, which I hope you guys believe I am to you. That's our goal. So for those negative comments, you got to respond to them. And you may be pleasantly surprised how many other people will support you. How's that for an answer, right? Be good to those and they will step up and get your back real quick. I know I do for people. If there's somebody who, like I buy these shoes from the same guy all the time and somebody said something bad about him, and I immediately went into his social media. I was like, hold up. I bought 10 pairs of shoes from this guy. He's always been great. He's on time. Back off, you know, because I know he's a person, he has a business, and he's done right by me. So I feel like I owe him that. All right. Randy really wants me to talk about 2 accounts. Randy, we'll talk about that when we do privacy. And honestly, there's another thing here which I want to get to. Maybe I have it in the next slide. If they're saying something negative about you, you guys may also want to think, do they have a point? How many guys you thought like that? Instead of thinking like, oh, they're being negative and oh, they're rude and how do I respond to them? How do I shut them down? Where's the people getting my back? What about the fact that maybe they got a point? Maybe there's something you need to do better. Okay? We got to be a little humble here, right, guys? I want to let that one sink in. People do not like hearing that one. But when people sometimes say, this person was mean to me, I was like, well, did you mess up? So I write here, yes, social media has the power back in the hands of the customer. That doesn't, however, mean that any negative published receiving social media comments must stay that way. You have the power to turn the negative into the positive. And to the point I just made, part of your ability to turn that negative into positive is acknowledging that maybe they have a point. Everybody write that. Acknowledge that maybe they have a point. And this is all done in the comments. Everybody got it? Who loves that idea? And who sometimes doesn't think of it that way? And if you're being honest to yourselves, you know, maybe I got to step back and kind of acknowledge that these people have a point. Okay. So here I wrote this. These type of interactions can actually help you learn more and even attract more customers. It is a lost art these days to look at somebody who said something bad about you and say, you know what? Honestly, you may have a reason for what you say. I got to do a little better. People want to get defensive these days. People want to be combative. People want to just say you're wrong. I mean, sometimes, I don't know what happened in recent years, but it is a very admirable quality for somebody to say, you know what, you got a point, I got to step up. But the biggest thing is, don't shy away from the situation. Here, everybody read this one. By not shying away and taking control of situations, you show current and potential customers that you care. I highlighted that there. It's super important. Okay, do you guys agree? Show people you care. The biggest way you show you care is by listening to them. I did a post on my Joe Juter Instagram, my personal one. Here, I'll put that in the chat. All right, do not shy away and take control of those things and turn to a positive, show that you care. And what I did the post about was saying people get so caught up with, and this thing, when I help people with their social media, this is what I see. People get so caught up with like, Joe, what if they know I'm new? What if I don't know the answer? What if I don't say the right thing? And the biggest thing I want to tell them, it's not about you. It's about your client who's scared of buying a new home. And you telling them information and trying to give them advice isn't always the right way. Sometimes you just got to let them talk and listen to them and hear what they got to say because it's about them, not about you. And if you do that, the conversation of your experience may not even come up. All right. Larissa says, Angel School have an Instagram page. It is my personal one, Instagram.com/Joe Juter. Okay. Has everybody got that? So you got to acknowledge people, hear them, and you'll go far. Let your audience be your guide, like we said before. And be consistent. And that's basically what I got for you guys tonight. I hope you guys liked it. I gave you guys my little tips for the day. I'm going to put my Instagram up here. And I'm building it as we speak. It is growing by leaps and bounds every day. Follow me there. I hope this was helpful. Was this helpful? We're going to get much better at these. We're going to do them more and more and more. They're going to get more refined, a little more precise, a little more organized, and, you know, it'll be great. So thank you, everybody. Tell everybody you know about what we're doing. Have them subscribe as well. It's going to be free, so we'll go from there. Thanks, everybody. Have an amazing evening. I appreciate all of you.